Well, many of us hope to thrive in 2025. The first step starts with something many of us overlook, and that's preventive care. Our first guest can check things out and help you identify certain health issues and avoid others. With several locations and just about every doctor you might need, Genesis Medical Group makes it convenient to stay on top of your health. Dr. David Ellent joins us with how they can serve the entire family. Good morning.
Good morning, Deborah.
All right. When it comes to your philosophy, I'm surprised at how many people say, oh, I'm sick, I'm going to go to the hospital. Your goal is to stop us from having to go to the hospital.
Absolutely. Hospital, it's a failure in the system. We want to keep the patients away from the hospital. We want to keep everybody away from the hospital. We create a partnership between our doctors, our providers, and the our patients, because we want to make sure we do everything for them outside.
Yeah, because generally when you go to the hospital, you're in a much more chronic situation, and it's a lot more expensive and the whole bit.
Yeah, and it's you can pick up a lot of diseases in a hospital outside of that. But let's say you have weight loss. The weight loss has to be programmed the way we do it. We have to make sure not just give the medication. We have to monitor how, so you exercise, you have a certain routine. We want to create a routine where
a relationship between that patient to be a partner in their own health and with you all. And I mentioned you have just about every kind of doctor you might need. So when it comes to good health care, a lot of it starts with, this is another thing, a lot of people don't have a primary care physician. And so they're scrambling when something happens to find one. Start with a good primary care physician. You all have those. And so that person can help you with all kinds of things, checkups, physicals, the whole bit.
Absolutely. So primary care is a paramount. It's a quarterback of the healthcare. So the primary can direct you to, let's say you need an endocrinologist, so you need pediatrics if you need to,
yeah.
Or sometimes there are other issues. We have a lot of psychiatric issues.
Yeah.
Genesis provides everything.
Yeah, and you touched on the fact of weight loss, for example. So there, the GLP-1s are out there right now, and they've done a great job for a lot of people. The problem is you want to make sure you manage that. So when somebody might be getting something through the mail, you want to make sure, okay, first of all, do we know if you're diabetic? Do we know if you're having hormonal issues? That way, when you have your primary care physician can look at all those things. And as we know, obesity can be a factor in a lot of diseases, including cancer, which I'm talking about. Y'all have these specialties. Your specialty is in oncology.
Yes, I'm oncologist, but we touch everything at Genesis. And as you said, just giving a drug without follow-up is extremely dangerous. We want to make sure why you're giving the drugs. Yeah. Maybe you have thyroid issue. We need to make sure we check thyroid. Maybe some other things maybe some other abnormalities that cause weight gain. We want to go into root cause. We want to correct the underlying problem before we just cover it with some other medication.
Yeah.
And that's, I think it's very important. We want to be a partner to our patients. We want to be their home, their medical home.
Yeah.
So our job is to take care of them.
Yeah, and the other part of the convenience is, so many families, if you have children, you're going to one doctor way over here. If you have, grandparents and stuff like that, they're going to another doctor over here. If you're going to everybody's going all over the place, and the records are all over the place. You all can handle all of that. Pediatrics, as you mentioned, so there are people who are specially trained to deal in kids' health and vaccinations, milestone checkups, all that can be taken care of. And then geriatrics, which is its own form of medical care.
Yes, geriatrics is a completely separate field, and it has its own science behind it. The way elderly metabolize the drugs, the way we're dealing with different problems. Right now there is new developments in Alzheimer's care. There is a lot of developments that Genesis wants to be front of.
Yeah.
There is, and again, we want to be the partners for you. We want to provide everything we can to keep you healthy. Yeah. And make sure we have a goal. New year has started. Let's create a goal how we can achieve the best care for ourselves.
Some other areas of specialty: rheumatology, arthritis, diabetes, orthopedics, general surgery, in-house lab test, which that makes it convenient as well. You don't not having to go someplace else to do that. Also urgent care. And now, as you mentioned, you're offering psychiatric care.
Yes. So we want to make sure we don't want to be episodic care. We want to have continuum from the time you come to us to whatever issues will arise.
Yeah. And doctors can talk with each other. That's
absolutely.
The best
there is a very high level of communication. Anybody, for example, I'm an oncologist and hematologist, but almost anybody in the group is texting me about if there are some issues. We communicate. The decision about healthcare of individual patient cannot be done by one person. There is always,
Sometimes they have
collegial
overlapping
environment.
issues too,
Yeah,
right?
there is a very collegial environment, Genesis, where we can ask each other questions, where we help each other.
Yeah, good health starts at home. I know that's so hard, it's so simple, and some of these things, these tips you want to give people are so simple, yet we struggle with them, but we have to if we want to be a partner in our health. And so eat nutritious foods. Easier said than done. There's more information out there today than ever before on how to eat well, yet there's more problems today on how to eat well. But you know, it's simple. Your primary care physician can always help people with that. But you know, involve the whole family in meal planning.
Absolutely. So, and family is important. And again, the Genesis is all about the family. Planning the food we eat, try to avoid fast food.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's very hard. Nothing is easy.
Yeah.
But whatever we do, we have to be consistent. If we decide to lose weight, the worst thing we can do is gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight. It just will create issues.
Yeah.
We want to be consistent plan, how we're going to progress, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And if the medications are needed, we'll provide the medications. But we also want to make sure there is an exercise plan, there is a nutrition plan. We want to be complete.
Open communication, like being able to talk to each other. Set aside the phones for a minute when you get home and sit around the table for a meal and talk to each other.
It's very important.
Yeah, and then build that routine. Okay, that alone can reduce the need for advanced medical care. Dr. Ellett, thank you very much.
Well, it's always a pleasure.
All right, Genesis Medical Group has a special offer right now. The first 20 callers will receive a free body composition screening to see what your fitness goals might be for better health. To book an appointment, call this number. It's 281-440-5300. Again, that's 281-440-5300, or visit genesisdoctors.com. Start your relationship with them today so you have a health partner for life, young to old.